Alright, hopefully this is live. Cool, let's just get this up. Okay, hopefully that's all good to go. I figure I have streaming software, why not use it? So, my name is Bev Loudon, and I like to make handmade fascinators. This is my current one. It's really pretty. It's a little bit on the heavy side though, so I'm not going to be selling this one. But it's really cute, and I like it. I have an Etsy page, so I've been selling them there. And yeah. So to make them, I usually start with a normal headband. I have to cover the ends of it first. So cut a tiny piece of the ribbon that I'm going to be using. And I glue that on down. I hope this is all visible here. Let me just double check. Bear with me for a moment, adjusting. I just need to keep it up. Okay. I think I've only got about an hour today because then I have to go to work, but that should give me time to at least get the basics of this one set up. Hot glue guns are hot. I have given myself many a heat blister with these. It's worth it though. They always turn out so pretty. I like making Breda ones. They're my favorite to do. If I hadn't found a tiara for my wedding, honestly, I might have gone for a fascinator myself. Because I love them. But I love them just for every day. I can't wear them every day, but I wish I could. I just think they're really pretty. You know, why not? The ends always look a little bit rough here because the ribbon likes to fray. I need to get new scissors. I stupidly use these for cutting wires on butterflies. But now they don't cut as well as they did. Oh well, lesson learned. Then I take my ribbon, and I've got kind of a gray for this one. And I'm going to wrap it all the way around. So I usually pick the end that looks the worst because it's easier to hide at this point. So a little bit of glue here. Secure that on there. That's honestly the biggest thing with crafting by hand, or what I've found so far, although even with just regular art, is hide your mistakes. Hide everything. This part is probably the most tedious part of the whole thing, because you want to get a nice tight wrap on it so that way it looks nice and neat, but the ribbon also likes to get tangled as you go around, so. You have to go slowly but steady. I do have my chat open too, I think, if I did it right, so should be able to talk if you want to. I am watching it. I think I am going to just put this on Facebook and let people know that I am streaming here. Alright, so that is going in. This one's heavy, that's why I'm not selling it. It's pretty though, and like I like all the ruffled detailing on it. It was one of those things that I realized it was going to be too heavy as I was making it. But I came too far to scrap it. It was originally meant to be a clip-on fascinator. And then it would not stay. There was no making it stay. And so this is going to be a bridal one, but it's more on the gray side. I am still going to use white flowers with it, I think. I think I'll use a rose, and then I have a couple bigger white ones. I'm thinking about adding a red or green butterfly to it just for contrast, but I haven't decided which yet. I would like to add a little bit of blue too, just because I like adding a little bit of blue to my bridal stuff, so that way it can be your something blue. My something blue was actually something borrowed as well. It was a necklace that a friend of mine lent me. I suppose that could count as my something old too. I knew it would be my shoes and my wedding dress. Although by the time of the wedding, my dress was 9 months old, I think. but still new. I bought it new. This is really tedious, but as you can see, I'm almost halfway done it now. Every few wraps, I just put a little dot of glue to make sure that it stays securely in place, but I place it, or put the glue on the underside, so that way it doesn't bunch up and look weird later on. I suppose it doesn't really matter at this point, because I'm going to put flowers over top anyways, but sometimes I don't put flowers on the whole thing. So I like it to stay as neat as possible just in case. Because I kind of make it up as I go. I don't really have a set plan with it. I don't sit down and be like, yep, I'm going to use these flowers, I'm going to use this design. I just sort of wing it. They usually turn out nice though. I think I've got... No, I can't even say there's any I'm unhappy with. If I'm not happy with it, I don't put it up for sale, and I think the only one that's not up for sale right now is the one I'm wearing, and that's just because it's too heavy. I think all the ribbon on it really made it too heavy. It looks cute though. All the ruffling on it took me forever, but it was worth it. I think I want to put a veil on this one. I have a nice gray ribbon that I can use as a veil. It's just a little bit harder to work with though, because it frays really easily, but it's pretty. Now dab of blue. Probably a bad time to stream. I'm sure most people are at work. I don't work till later, so this is a good time for me. Looks like I have one whole viewer. That's cool. Honestly, that's more than I get on Twitch sometimes, so I can deal with that. Unless it's counting myself as a viewer. If you were watching, thank you. Almost done this guy now. Just twisted up my ribbon. I'm getting close to the end now, so I really want to secure it around here. Oh, that looks That looks gross. What went on there? It's bunching a bit, which I did not want. There we go. That looks better. Put some glue, hold it in place. Alright, so I've got it there. As you can see, the whole headband is mostly wrapped now. Lightly covered. So I'm going to cut it, I'm a little tangled here, I'm going to cut it probably about there. I need it to be able to wrap around one more time, but I'm also going to fold it over so that way it kind of hides the seam. One, because my scissors don't cut properly and it goes a little bit jagged. But two, if it's not sealed, it'll fray. I just don't want to cut it too high up, but I also don't want to cut it too short. Right here. So to fix up this bit here, didn't turn out quite how I wanted. I should have gone around one more time before I cut it off, but that's okay. This is easy to fix at this point. Just gonna pull out a bit of glue there, and there to hold that down. Burn my fingers. Just all the time, because that's what I do. Alright, that's better. Alright, snip the end again. And there. All nice and wrapped. Now, because I decided I wanted a veil, I did the most over here. It's really nice. It's kind of shiny, but as you can see, it frays. So it's gonna go on like this way. So I think I want the veil. I don't know. Do I want it sort of scrunchy? I think I want it to go about halfway. So we're gonna put it there. We're gonna put a little bit of glue just in the center. And I can kind of adjust it from there. It's gonna end up right now being like this, but I'm going to adjust it as I go. I'm gonna shape it probably a little bit more. I'm gonna line the other edge with a lace ribbon that I have. So that'll keep it from fraying, but it'll also weigh it down a little bit more. Right now, we're just gonna get this stuff all down. And the seam from this will be hidden with the flowers once I get the flowers on. They're going to sit on top. I do have a blue butterfly I could end up finishing this with. But I don't think blue is going to work quite for what I want. So this is going to end up so this one's going to be designed to sit back a little bit further. And I think I like that for right now. I'm kind of tempted to layer it a little bit, but I don't think I have enough lace to layer all the layers. How much lace do I have? Sometimes where I put my lace. Could always use just more of the gray if I wanted to layer it. I would layer it underneath now at this point. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to do that. I'll peel this forward because I'm going to stick it underneath. I need to give it some volume. I'm going to scrunch it just a little. Whether or not this will work out, I have no idea. But here's hoping. See, that's really cool. Honestly, I like to just sort of go for it. And if it works out, cool. If not, I change it until it does. I don't know how common gray is for weddings. I do have a friend though who wants a gray wedding dress one day, so if she likes it, there have to be more. Didn't initially plan on ruffling this, so I think I might have cut it too short now, so that's okay. Might have to add a second piece in, so that's okay, and it'll make it look interesting. You can see it's sort of, it looks a little bit bunched right now. And there's lots of loose threads, because this ribbon does like to fray. But that's okay, I can clean it all up in a bit. Right now is just the get dirty and get creative part. The rest will fall into place during cleanup and decoration. I think I'm gonna like the layered look on this one. And if I layer it with lace and a couple different kinds of ribbon, I think it'll look really neat. I just need to be careful that the ribbon doesn't weigh it down too much. I think I still have some thinner ribbon around here that I can use. It'll be more lightweight. I'm definitely gonna have to cut another piece though, because I think this is only enough for about half of it. Yeah, so that one piece did just under half, so I'll have to cut more. But I think more will be okay too. It's going to give it more of a layered. You can see it looks more veily now. Just means I have more ends to seal, but that's okay. Worst case scenario, I can always seal them with like a layer of rhinestones. I have some smaller ones that won't weigh it down too much, but that's a worst case because I'd really rather seal it with a ribbon. Coming along here slowly but surely. I wish I could have two cameras going. So that way one could be watching my hands and one could be watching my face. But not technology I have at the moment. Maybe when my lovely husband gets back into the country, he can help me set that up because he is much more tech savvy than I am. This puts us at just over halfway now. I might cut a slightly bigger piece for the next bit. I have about 45 minutes though that I can keep going on this. That's okay. As long as I get kind of the basics done, I think it'll be nice. You can even cut this a little bit shorter or fold it up. Oh, I might do that. See, if I fold it up a little bit, it shortens it, and it really gives a nice layered look. So I may end up doing that. I don't know yet. I won't make that call until I'm done this ruffle layer. Well, I still have one person watching, so that's cool. I realize I'm not as entertaining as like kitten streams, which is something I personally like watching. I used to leave kitten streams on for our cat when we lived in our old place. She loved them. Couldn't have her here though, but that's okay. She has a good home now, and I'm sure she still watches Kitten Dreams. A grouchy old cat, but she did have a maternal spot. I'm gonna end up with no fingerprints left by the time I'm done making these. I'm sure I could get like a tool or gloves even to help me for when I'm doing anything like pressing things down into hot glue, but you know, if you get some of my DNA, you're buying a little bit of me. Trying to keep all my little folds as consistent as possible. It's really a necessity. It's one thing I'm good at though. I'm good at keeping things consistent. Natural talent for eyeballing it, I guess, which isn't necessarily a good thing because it does encourage me to be a little bit lazy sometimes, but in some cases. I may try to do streams a couple times a week. I don't know if anyone will watch, but it's good for me to do something, I think. Maybe next time I'll try doing a Facebook Live instead. If it's as easy to set up as this one was, might be an option. Alright, so now I have it almost all the way across. I just have a little bit more to do here. So it's not going to require a very big piece, but big enough. I can always cut off any excess too. I am liking the way this is looking so far though, so I'm confident that this is a good choice. may end up using tiny rhinestones to close these ones up to keep them from fraying later. I don't want anything too noticeable, but I don't want anything too heavy either. So I'm going to have to play with that, I think. I may not get that part finished today, so I want to at least get the basics done. That part would be done more in finishing, which is like adding little decorations to things. Right now I just sold these on Etsy, but I think one day, well, I know one day rather, later this year, I'm going to be at a couple craft fairs. One for sure. I don't know about the other yet. That's not, technically neither of them are confirmed, but hopefully I'll be doing two. I think right now I've got 15 of them made, so I'd want to have a lot more than that ready to go. That's just a little bit short. I think I can finish it like that, and it won't really be noticeable. Alright, so I'll show you how it looks so far. There are some things I have to play with. And once I have the ribbons on it to seal it, it will lay a lot flatter, because it's going to be weighed down, so it's going to want to droop a little bit more. But as you can see, it is a nice little veil, and I'm quite happy with it. I am, however, going to shorten the top layer a little bit. I'm just going to fold it in to do that. Just so that way it's more like that. Just add some depth to it, and I think that's what this means. Yeah, just like that. Plus it helps sealing the layer I just did too. It secures it all so that way it's not going anywhere once it's on your head. Which is important on a wedding night. Or a bachelorette, or whatever this ends up being used for. I think some of them might be fun bachelorette headpieces when you go out with your ladies or your guys. I don't want to assume. I had a tiny crown on my bachelorette. It was very cute. I wore it when we went out for a nice fancy dinner. Kind of need another glue stick pretty soon. I'm just going to reload that up. Also going to need to buy some more glue sticks here pretty soon. No, that's okay. I have enough to finish this. I need a few more supplies on a couple different things. And I just dropped top glue on my leg. Burns are not limited to fingers. I'm sure that'll be fun to watch. Ain't a playback, but you will. Alright, so there you can see it just adds a little bit of layer there. And still lots of strings everywhere, but I will clean those up. Now for my flowers. I've got these guys that I think are quite pretty. And they're kind of off-white, so I think they'll go really well on here. I kind of like the idea of a more pastel scheme for this, but they're a little bit bigger than I anticipated, so I just have to figure out something else to go with it to kind of hide the veil I just put on now. I do have some roses too, so I may add a couple of those. I like these white guys, they're very big. I don't know if I have any other smaller white ones to balance them with. So I'm gonna have to put some kind of color on here, but I will figure that out. Now though, I just need to get this one secured. Make sure my gun takes the glue stick. And make sure it hardens in place. I'm definitely going to have to fill in with some kind of other flower, so I guess I'm going to have to add a color to it. What color yet? I'm not sure. I've got lots. I might do a blue and then top it with like this really deep green butterfly. I think that would still go well with the gray. I have a couple different blue flowers I can use, so I think that's what I'll end up doing. And then there's the something blue I wanted anyways. Just holding this in place now. I'm gonna have to get some more flowers, I think. Got a lot of pastels from spring, but I've got a few deep ones for summer. I bet ya there's a better selection out now, so I'm gonna have to check that out. I usually like to put the bigger flowers in the middle and work out, but I think I'm gonna just fill in with a bunch and make this almost more flower crowny. It's just how this one's going for me. I may cut the center down a little bit and put a jewel in there. We'll see if it looks too tacky enough. I like to play as I go. Oh, I just realized my bouncing knee is shaking my video. I need a fidget spinner. So this is where we are at with this guy now. With my hair. See, it's pretty. And he's got the veils. Veils going on there. I think the blues I'm going to use now are from these guys. Ignore my frayed ribbon there. That was from one that went very wrong. I don't know why it wound up caught here. Yeah, so I'm going to use a bunch of these guys. I want to fill in a little bit, and then I think just for an added touch, I only have a few of these guys left, so I think I'm going to end up using those just as a filler. Cut some of these off. I like cutting the stems because then it helps me position them a little bit better. I think I have a couple. Oh, I do have a couple here from the previous one I was working on. I don't need a bunch of these. I think I want ones with less deep blue on them though. I want more of the lighter ones. Actually, I think it was the leaves from these guys that I used on my basket one here. Alright, so let's start with those. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to cut more, but I'm just going to squish these guys right on in. We're going to tuck the smaller back in here so it just hides a little bit more. I need to keep everything fitting and neat. So that's it. This way it's just going to look very full, which is what I want. So you can see kind of how that section filled out now. And I'm going to need some wallflowers. Glad there were a lot on this plant. I've used this one on quite a few of them, I think, now. I just really like the color of it. It's very soft. But pretty. I usually add like pearls or something to the center of this one just as a finishing touch. I may or may not do that on this one because there's a lot of them. Depends if I even have pearls left. I like the pearls for the bridal ones. I think adding rhinestones to the center just makes it... No, I can't say that. I have done rhinestones to the center, but they're not quite as elegant. Alright, sweet. I may or may not have the little blue guys now. We'll see. I'll do some test runs with that. I don't want to overload it either. And I like how this is looking. Definitely have a little bit of a blister going on my leg now. And swelling it. I may have cut enough. No. You can see it looks like this now. It's very full. Right in the back there, lots of flowers. Oh, that's nice actually. Those colors work really well together. I am really happy with them. And I think to add a butterfly, which I am going to do if I can get them off here. Oh, they're on quite long wires, so. This is my butterfly. I would cut him down on his wire. But maybe just on the front there. Although I do have one last blue one. I wanted a deep one on this, but this is what I mean by I sort of just wing it. I can get him off here. There we go. He matches the blue on these guys really well. I may end up putting him on this one. Because that's pretty. First, I want to make sure all these flowers are secure here. Do not want them falling off. at someone's wedding or function, event. Yes, I am quite happy with how this one is turning out here. Let me just grab my little leaves. Pop in these guys. I think these may actually end up being too much, but let's see. Maybe just on the side. Oh, I don't know. That could be nice. So you know what? I think I am gonna add these in. I do like that. I like it a lot. Let's see it. Make this in here. I'm just going to ensure it stays on its stem with a lot of glue. So it is going to go right in the center of these guys here. Yeah, that just really adds to it, and I like it. It's got a nice little bit of white in it, so it just sort of goes. Let's just peel our cauliflower here, add some glue, so that she sticks. I'm gonna have to get more of these. I love these little ones. They're just so pretty. I had them in like 3 or 4 different colors. I think I used a few of them on my one tropical sunset one, which you can find on my Etsy. But they're so simple. They're usually like dual colored. Here, I'll hold it up here. And just their centers. I don't know. I don't know what it is about them. I just love these ones. Where is my time at? Oh, I'm still okay. The thing about bridal ones too So they're going to be in a lot of pictures, more than likely. So they have to really, really hold up. They can't just be nice from a distance. A longer stem for this guy. I cut that just a bit too short. Luckily they are easy enough to transport. And just going to make something there. And we need to fill in a few more blue ones too, so that is okay. Of the bigger blues, that is. And that is perfectly okay. That'll be there. And then having this butterfly just sort of like there. I think it's going to be really, really nice. I wonder if I can even just finish this with this. This might be too heavy. I had a little bit of lace and I put it off to the side because I knew I wanted it, and now I don't know where to put it. Storing all of my lace. I will find that though. I think the lace is going to be nice and light for this. Now I only have one of these little bluebirds left, so it needs to go in here somewhere. Right at the back, maybe, just to balance everything out. So I stick it in the front. Well, this is going to have the butterfly, so I could potentially even out this side. Fine, he's going to go dead center back here. Sitting right there. So he's back here now. And so when this goes on, it looks like this. Drawing the veil from the back. And somehow my lace wound up behind me. Well, now that I'm looking at the lace, I'm wondering if that's going to be too white. decisions because I need to fix this up somehow. Where are you, my rhinestones? On my rhinestones. There we go. So I have just these little guys. Alright. Actually, I think these are going to finish a lot better than the lace. So these are self-adhesive, however I am going to put just a tiny bit of glue on the back, just to keep the ribbon from further fraying. And every bride, I guess, wants a little bit of sparkle on her birthday. I did anyways. So I went with my tiara. Advice to all future brides. I got my tiara on a heck of a deal because it was actually damaged, but you couldn't tell it was damaged. From the front, it looked fine. It's just if you really, really kind of played with it, it was cracked along the one side, but it wasn't noticeable, so that's what mattered to me. It was normally $200, I think, because wedding stuff is stupid expensive, and I want to say I got it for like $40, so check out your local bridal shops and see if there are any damages. I wonder. Excuse me. There's a couple bits here that are really starting to fray already. I'm wondering how they look just sort of secured down, but with the blue rhinestones rather than the silver. I love this ribbon. It's just super, super finicky to work with. And when it splits apart, it almost looks a little bit like hair, so it's kind of gross. I'll have to go in with a better pair of scissors and really trim up some of the parts here. I'm really, really happy with this one, actually. Wasn't too sure after I added the veil there, because it really could have gone either way, but no, this one's good. I think I'm going to add these blue guys here for detailing. They look really nice with it. I'm sure, I thought they might be a little bit too low. I want to go slow with these though, because I don't want the glue to end up being bunched up and gross looking. I just need them to hide the seam. I swear a good chunk of this is just hiding things. Right? It's like the opposite of math, where you show your work, you have to hide all your work. This is how it is looking now. It's nice and tucked in there. Out of the excess there. Yeah, I think I'm going to do the blue on the side, because obviously now I have to do the other side to match. And then I think it's going to be all sort of silver, like I've got going on there. And with the different layers, I think it's going to end up looking really, really cool. I've had no feedback so far, so I hope that volume is audible and all that. Because I've never actually streamed with my mic and camera before. Usually I just have it so that way people can watch me draw and listen to whatever music I may be listening to. So this is new, and hopefully it's good. I'd actually made a video showcasing my bridal collection, just like I did for the summer collection. I'm really glad I didn't post it yet though, because since then I've made two more. Well, two counting this one now. Fascinators, so I'll have to edit that and get some new ones going. I'm particularly excited though to end up making some fall ones and spooky ones with some bats and spiders, and fall slash gothic is sort of my aesthetic. So as much as I like making the really pretty ones too, I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun with those. I really do just need that second camera here so you can see me like tediously trying to stick all the rhinestones down, making sure they're all in place properly. Glue in there, get the petals to stick down so they hide that. Let's do the same on this side because I didn't continue it all the way up. There's really no need to, that's where the flowers start. So they can hold that. So it still looks a little bit messy because I have to get all the gemstones there to line the rest of it, but it's looking good. I really need one of those like model heads so I can stick it on, so people can watch me while I'm working rather than having it in my lap. My brother has one. I should see about borrowing it, although I think it has a rather unfortunate face. I have a model head, but it's made out of clay, so I wouldn't want to wreck the Fascinator before it starts, really. Everyone hates my model head, but I love it, so. So this one I think is going to be a little bit more glittery than I initially thought it was, but that's okay. I don't think I'm going to get time to glue all the rhinestones down at this point, but I just want to get them in place so we can see how it looks. And I do have to work today. Work so I can make more money, so I can buy more stuff with more of these. So honestly, if I could do this full time, that would be pretty sweet. That or drawing Ninja Turtles. I would love to draw the Ninja Turtles full time. I've been drawing the Ninja Turtles since I was about 12 years old, and it is a hobby. Problem with these little things is, although they are self-adhesive, they like to stick to everything, so sometimes they prefer my fingers to the ribbon. I think I have a little bit left. A little piece I just cut off of extra for the other guy can actually finish this one. Yay! Oh yeah, that worked almost perfectly. Cool. So I have one more section and then I will show you progress. Alright, so that is it so far. It's looking really, really quite nice actually. And from the front. But when it is on the head, it'll look like this. And I think for now I'm going to add the butterfly. So butterfly dude, I think I want it on this side, so it'll look really, really nice. And I just realized when I turned you couldn't really see the veil. That's my bad. And this right here is why my scissors don't work well. I need to get a better pair. So I'm just going to take it, I bent the wire so I can actually tuck the wire into the flower. It just sort of helps hide everything a little bit more, and plus it makes the butterfly look more like it's just landed and not that it's glued right into it. Because it's sort of glued in between the layers of the flower. It's not glued to the flower itself to look at it. A couple more sections with rhinestones now, just while that sets. Let me look for this one. I have to get some more of these because this one is using a lot more than I thought it would. Steady. Just have to remember when I get home tonight to actually glue these down. Right now I am not. Perfect. I really liked how the different layers turned out. I contemplated kind of gluing them together, but honestly I think they're pretty on their own. And by gluing them together I mean making it look like the ruffle was just one piece. But I'm glad I didn't. I'm very glad indeed. Oh, one piece has decided it wants to come off on my hand, and that is not okay. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna finish the rhinestones, then I think I have to sign off, but I will show you what it looks like as soon as I'm done here. And I'll finish gluing these all tonight, and then I'll probably post it up on Etsy tomorrow. And then I'm actually out of supplies to make another one, so my next stream will be whenever I get more supplies, which might be tomorrow. Depends on the weather, if I feel like leaving my house until I have to. Alright, so that's all the rhinestones now. So it looks like this really, really nice layer thing. I still have to trim it up, which I will do once I glue all the rhinestones in place because they'll secure all the threads. Butterfly looks really, really nice now. And when it's on, so I'll go down now. Hopefully that's visible on the camera. Just gotta watch my playback for a moment. Make sure that you guys can see that. Yes, perfect. So, there you have it. really pretty little bridal fascinator. Then I may add a couple more decorative touches too. Probably not a lot because I don't want to overdo it at this point, but the odd thing here and there just to make it really special. But I'm going to sign off now, so thank you for hanging out with me. I'm Bev Loudon, my links are on the side there, and you can, if you're watching this just on playback, stay tuned for my next one.